It is a new week and I've got lots of new crypto airdrop updates for you. So let's start off with the big news from today, which is that the ZK Sync token is going to be dropping soon and their eligibility checker should be going live tomorrow. Now, I say this because they've been dropping a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter saying welcome to the ZK Nation. And then also there's a live stream that is going in 19 hours on the Bankless podcast. It's called Announcement Livestream with a logo for ZK Sync. And previously, a lot of the major crypto airdrops within the space have been announced on Bankless, including but not limited to Optimism, Eigenlayer, and a bunch of other ones as well. There's also a blog post from ZK Sync saying that there's going to be more details this week about the token allocations and how you can contribute. So yeah, this one is actually finally here in preparation for the next 20 hours or so until we get the checker. You can go and do this layer 3 quest called Introducing ZK Nation. It's just a couple of clicks through and then you can mint a cube and claim the rewards. Probably not going to have any relevance for the airdrop. Now, I've previously suspected that they might do some sort of multi-phase airdrop with at least a couple of different checkpoints where you can earn some tokens. If they drop 100% of the airdrop supply, then honestly, that would be amazing. I'm all for that. But these days, most projects tend to at least stretch it out over a couple of seasons to keep people engaged. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's not one and done. And so continuing to interact with ZK Sync is, in my opinion, a pretty low risk activity since the transaction fees are super low. Anyways, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. I was going back through some of my wallets and checking, and the oldest wallet that I have that interacted with ZK Sync was from well over 2 years ago. I think almost 2.5 years ago that I started farming this airdrop, and others have been farming it even longer than that. And so if you've been in this airdrop hunting space for, let's say, couple of weeks or a couple of months and you're frustrated that you haven't got your first 4-figure or 5-figure airdrop, this is a perfect example of how sometimes you really have to put in the work and be patient for it to actually pay off. But I think this one is going to be solid. All right, let's talk about some other airdrop updates. So for starters, I wanted to briefly talk about the Puff meme coin airdrop campaign that's currently ongoing. So they released this post today saying that all METH holders on Mantle will be getting Puff drops in anticipation of the launch of their new governance token called Cook. So this is an interesting new development. I'm hoping that they will be rewarding people that actually stake with the Puff campaign more than people that just hold Mantle ETH on the Mantle L2. But previously, I had actually expected that this was going to keep happening, that they would reward people just holding METH or using it in other Mantle DeFi, and it looks like that is actually going to be happening. So yeah, if you've been using METH to farm airdrops on Mantle, you will now be getting a share of the Puff meme coin, which the team has confirmed is going to be one of the major inputs into actually getting a decent allocation of Cook. So this is super bullish for people that are just holding METH and haven't even been engaging in the Puff airdrop campaign, because now you're still going to be getting some anyways. And then hopefully it's not too dilutive of the people that are actively farming Puff. And my suspicion is that they'll probably give more to people that stake with Puff. All right, next up, I wanted to talk about a brand new airdrop opportunity that at this point is still definitely underfarmed. And this is a multi-airdrop qualifier. It's called OX Astra. It's a game where currently you earn resources by bridging to and from different networks, which appear as planets in the interface here. But in phase 2 of the game, you'll be able to use those resources to craft things and actually interact with the ecosystem. So for starters, I just want to say it's actually been kind of fun. I've been burning a little bit of money bridging between all these different networks. And if I open up my thing here, yeah, I've bridged 114 times, and currently this is the holding value and the rank I have in the gold league. So basically, overall, there's less than 10,000 wallets currently farming this. And the way that it works is this is built on top of Orbiter Finance. Now, Orbiter Finance is a bridge, in case you didn't know. I've spoken about it a bunch of times on the channel here. Now, as a standalone, I've kind of actually got turned off of farming Orbiter Finance because it can be one of the more expensive bridges. However, the reason why I actually like this opportunity is because it's really an airdrop Lego. So by making these transactions through Astra right here, this is the little bridge over here, then you'll be actually triggering interactions and earning points for the Astra airdrop. you'll be earning resources for the game, which is kind of a side bonus, but then you will also actively be earning points for the Orbiter Finance airdrop. You will be able to complete these quests that are ongoing right now for Orbiter Finance, where you get bonus points for bridging to and from specific chains. And then on top of all of that, you'll be interacting with some tokenless networks like Tyco and Scroll. And then on top of all that, you can also earn a share of this pink meme coin airdrop for bridging to Tyco. And on top of that, you can also earn a share of this Orb Guy meme coin drop that's been going on. So it's a lot of different airdrop Legos, and that's why, even though Orbiter Finance isn't my favorite bridge, I've actually been burning some money and farming this one. So I've gotten up to a decent chunk of O points at this stage, and this is the key strategy here. So you should be bridging to and from Tyco because that has really cheap bridges on right now. So if I go to bridge either to or from Tyco, the cost to do so is 0.0002 ETH, which is basically $1 and a few cents, maybe $1.50 tops. And that is, as far as I know, the cheapest route. So if you're going to and from the Tyco network, then you'll actually be able to hit a bunch of transactions pretty cheaply. And the way that it works here is that the more that you bridge, you have a higher chance of earning more points and getting more of these resources. So yeah, I've been farming this one quite a bit. I've been having a little bit of fun with it. And yeah, the more that you bridge on it, the more of this airdrop Lego that you hit. And then also you'll get a chance to earn a share of this Orb Guy giveaway. They're giving away a pretty decent chunk of that based on users that have over 1,000 total value on the platform. And so yeah, currently I have 25K in the wallet here. All right, next up, let's talk about another airdrop for Celestia stakers. So this is from Sunrise Layer, and it looks like there's going to be an expansion of the eligibility to also include Milk TIA and ST TIA holders. So liquid stake TIA holders are going to be getting the Rise airdrop. Now, the snapshot for that doesn't look like it's happened yet. The snapshot for staking TIA natively is going to be happening in 4 days on June 14th. And then they say in wave 2, there's going to be an expanded snapshot to include LSTs as well. So another airdrop upcoming for Celestia stakers soon. Okay, next up, Berachain just launched version 2 of their testnet. So if you've been farming that, then you should probably now pivot to the new testnet and start interacting with that. At this point, I feel like there's so many wallets interacting with it. You really have to be pushing 1 million transactions to get into the top 5% or top 1% in order to actually get something from this. And so for me personally, I don't have that much time to farm these testnet airdrops, but if you are farming it, definitely go check out V2 of the testnet. All right, next up, another potential airdrop opportunity that I wanted to mention, which is completely brand new, at least to me, is Squads. So this is a multi-sig wallet for Solana. They just raised a bunch of money. They just launched a retail wallet app called Fuse, and you can also actually set up a multi-sig on Solana. So in case you're looking for a proxy in the Ethereum ecosystem, the Safe multi-sig wallet just did an airdrop that actually was a pretty solid one for people that have been farming that for a while. And it is possible that the multi-sig for Solana could also have an airdrop. And this is a solid starting point because they literally just launched their new wallet. It's an iOS wallet called Fuse, so you can download that and start experimenting with it. And then you should also check out the Squads app and set up a multi-sig on Solana to get started. All right, next up, let's quickly talk about Orderly, because a couple of days ago they dropped this announcement, which doesn't have a huge amount of information in it, but basically now we know that there's only a couple of weeks left and this one is going to be dropping. So they said that there's going to be 12 epochs total and that the airdrop is going to come a few days after the end of Epoch 12. And then after that, they said that the snapshot for trading and earning merits is gonna happen in late June. And then if we scroll down here, another important detail that you should definitely know is that participation in Galaxy and Zeely campaigns after June 10th will no longer count. And so, in my opinion, there is now no point in completing any Galaxy or Zeely quests for Orderly. All right, next up, let's talk about dBridge Finance. So this is another bridge application that is going to be dropping their own token, but actually now they're also dropping Arbitrum tokens to users that is basically going to completely refund the cost of bridging for you. And so if you're looking for an airdrop farm for the next couple of weeks, then this could be a good one because it's basically a free free airdrop farm. You can push a bunch of transactions through dBridge, and then over 12 weeks, they're going to be distributing 1 million ARB tokens among users of the app. So you get 100% of your fees and gas costs in ARB tokens as rebates. Now, the best way to maximize this is to bridge to Arbitrum a bunch of times, because you get a 100% fee rebate going to ARB, and you only get a 50% rebate coming from Arbitrum. So let's say you load up a wallet with $1,000 and you bridge to Arbitrum with $100 10 times, then bridge it all back one time and then repeat that process, I think would be the way to maximize this. And the reason why I'm saying $100 per transaction is because according to the math on this, basically it's looking like the rebate is going to be maximized at a transaction value of approximately $100, because if you do very small transactions, then you might not actually get the full rebate. So shout out to Biz Knowledge on bringing that to light. Now, they say that this is going to be first come, first served, and once they reach the cap for the rebates, that they'll pause until the next weekly period. So definitely stay tuned to the dBridge Twitter page in order to actually see when the rebate caps have been hit, because after that, obviously you'll just be burning your own money. Okay, next up, it looks like the airdrop for IONET is going to be coming tomorrow at 11 a.m. UTC. And if you use the Streamflow Finance app, it has some allocations that you can see, but I'm not sure if it's accurate because I actually never even farmed this airdrop, and it's suggesting that I have a couple of allocations. So not 100% sure on that, but regardless, the token is going to be dropping tomorrow. Okay, next up, if you are farming Mint Chain and you're watering your tree, I wanted to mention that if you go down here into tasks and click that, there's a bunch of bonus tasks that pop up over time. And so if you haven't completed those, you should definitely check and see if there's anything that you can complete, because they just added a couple of new ones the other day. Next up, there's another week live in the Caldera quest line. So if you want to keep continuing with these campaigns on Galaxy, then you can complete week 6, I believe it is. And lastly, if you're farming the Nillion incentivized testnet airdrop, you should definitely go and get a nil pill, which is going to get you also an NFT, and it's probably going to have some sort of importance for their airdrop. With Aptos, for example, we saw that just minting and getting one single NFT actually got people a solid payday. So if you're farming this one, I definitely recommend going to nilpill.com and getting the NFT. All right, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you found this useful as always, and I will be back tomorrow finally with the ZK Sync eligibility checker, which has been years in the making. All right, see you later.